Good morning. Glad you're here with me today. This is the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you're with me. We're going to jump right into the charts this morning. I want to remind you to subscribe this morning if you haven't subscribed. We're going to give you price target updates this morning, as well as just all kinds of learning along the way about good trading practices. Yeah, let's just jump right into the chart. We're looking at LTC at the 4-hour chart, and my main count right now is. We're making the fifth wave of the final wave up, in my opinion, right now until something tells me different. So there's the one wave, there's two, three. We came down for four, and then we're going up to finish five. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at right now. We're making an extended fifth wave as far as I can tell so far. So we're going to dig into this fifth wave again. Just kind of jump in here. I didn't mean to go quite so low of a time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour. There we go. Let's dig into this fifth wave and see what we have going on here. Um, so we throw our fibs on the on this fifth wave here. We've got a 1, 2. We got an extended third wave here. So this is a 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at here for the sub count. 1, 2. This is the third wave. Okay, followed by 4. I'm making 5. Most likely, that's what we're looking at. There's a chance that so there's two possibilities here that 4 could come down here and finish, or 4 is done. Okay, so we just have to kind of look and see what's going on right here to figure out if we're going up from here or if we're going to go down first. It's kind of a challenge to know, but I want to dig into that a little bit more. So here's the possibility: we have the possibility that this is an A, B, and a C, and that this 4 wave is complete. Okay, um, it does come to the 1276. With, when you put the extensions on here, so that could be complete. But this also may be an ABC followed by an X wave. Okay, we had kind of a failed wave over the weekend. This really isn't a great finished wave. It just kind of fizzled out, and so that's kind of what an X wave is. And my gut is telling me that we're going to have another ABC coming down. If that's the case, here's the yellow line of death. That's not yellow, is it? Here we go. There's our yellow line of death there. That would indicate that the price cannot go any lower than that if we're gonna if our count is correct. If price breaks that low, then chances are we have already finished the fifth wave, and we're going to continue down for a steeper correction. So that $97 mark is a key level to watch. Okay, so let's dig into here and see what happened over the weekend. And I want to talk about some trend lines with you and see if we can learn anything there. Okay, so question is this an X wave followed by another ABC? Well, let me just show you what the fibs look like here. So we measure this wave. You can see that this came up to the 1276, and then it corrected down and made this triangle, which is kind of indicative of a fourth wave, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3. This would be a fourth wave, and then what we had is just this. We had a fifth wave, and it did break the high. You can count 5 waves there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it just kind of fizzled out. It really didn't even finish. It didn't even get up here to the 1618. This whole wave didn't get up there. So we never did make it to the 1618, though we have 5 waves. Excuse me. It's kind of indicative of a failed wave. So my gut is telling me that there's a possibility that that was a failed wave. So we're going to have another ABC coming. If that's the case, Let's put our fibs here. This is a 1 2 or an AB. Okay, and you'll notice that this came down to the 1618. That's indicative of a three wave. Okay, so what that would tell me is that this is a potential count for this. Potentially is 1 2 3 4, and we're coming down for 5. And once we come down for 5, we'll go up for a three wave. So we'll come back. We should be, if this is correct, we'd come back up for a three wave ABC somehow, some pattern like that. It'll look similar, and then we would be going down for a C wave. So this would be a big A, B, and a C. So in the grand scheme of the count, um, let's see, how about blue there? This would be a big A, B, and C, and this C wave is going to be a five waves, five wave correction, and it can't come any lower than this 97. Um, so if that's the case, where do we expect the bottom of this to end? Let's see if we can project that to 3 to 4. Yeah, I've got it about where it would end, 109 or so, maybe a little lower, 107. If it comes down there, it may not come back down here, but it certainly may. Um, then we'd have a retrace of about 60% or something, and then let's just see if we can project that C wave. It's a little early to tell that yet if that's going to happen. I can't tell you that this is going to happen for certain, but I believe it may. So we come down here. Let's see. Um, and we'd be coming down to 104 potentially. Um, I don't like the look of that personally. In fact, I don't like that at all. So yeah, I need more information to be able to tell if that's happening or not. But uh, if we looked on the larger scale here, a WXY generally has a one-to-one extension. So if I put here to the W uh, wave, then to the X wave, if that's an X wave, um, one-to-one extension brings us down here to that $97 mark. So kind of looking for that as a potential. So here's the way that would look on a large scale here. We'd have a W. There's our X wave, then our Y wave. So, and the way that subdivides is like this. You got an A, B, and a C, and then we'd be followed by an a B, and a C. So that's kind of what we'd be looking at, and this B could come up here, and so that's a potential count. So I just want you to be aware of that as a potential count. Watching it now. What else is a potential? Well, we might just have a one wave, and this is making a two wave, um, or the two is already in. And then we're heading up for three right here, so we're making the one of the three. I don't like that much because I don't like how this was such a truncated wave. So it's hard to tell. Looking at BTC, you got the same situation here. We came down for one. It came down for this wave. We came up, and this is a 1276 area, so that's kind of corrective in nature. Let me just show you that for a minute. Um, let's see, we got, see if I can find that. Oh, actually got to the 1618. So it's hard to tell. There we've come down. That might be 1 2 3. This could be the four wave, heading up for 5. Let's measure that and see. Let's measure this one and see. We wick down to the 1618. Man, they're playing all kinds of games. It's really hard to tell here, guys. What I don't like about this is that it just doesn't. I mean, that could be three wave-ish, I suppose. It was so straight down. The B wave is hardly anything there. But they've done it before, but this is a more substantial B wave there. There's just not a whole lot there. My gut is telling me that we're going down further, down here to the $7,500 mark in BTC. That's the way it's looking, but it doesn't have to. So we just need to be ready for both scenarios. Um, so to get ready for this other scenario, let's see what we have going on here. This looks corrective in nature. It looks like we might even be taking a turn down. This might be coming down for a man. So hard to tell. Let me just measure this again here. Yeah, 1618. Man, this. I feel like this needs to come down here. Well, I guess here's the way we're going to have to play it. I'm not seeing any trades right now. The only trade you would have had is if you caught this bounce off the trend line right here, and you would have had this trade up to here, but not much of a trade there. But that's the only trade that you would have had um, at this point. If you're not in a trade now, you shouldn't be getting in one. Um, Look, if we come down here to this trend line and we go through it, expect price to come down to 106 to 104. Okay, 104 to 106 in that ballpark to finish out this A wave. That's our trade. We're looking for entry somewhere around 106 to 104. Okay, if we come and hit this trend line, and this is the other scenario. If we come and hit this trend line, if we come down here and bounce off of it, then we should expect to bounce up at least. Let me give you some targets there. We should be expecting a bounce up to 114, 116, or 117. Okay, depending on what we have here, what kind of wave it is. This might be the fifth wave that we're looking for. So, yeah, it's hard to tell. We're going to have to wait and see what price does here. Okay. Hopefully, price gives us a retrace down here and a bounce, and we can tell what's going on there. If not, if price goes down, we're looking at price coming down to at least 104 to 106 before we get a bounce there. Okay. All right, that's what we're looking at today in Litecoin. Hope that helps you. It's a lot of uncertainty still in the market. Be careful trading. If you're trading it, use your stop losses as we discussed the other day. All right, have a great Monday. Back to work.